Hello everyone and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm sorry for not posting anything lately, and it's because I accidentally deleted the Sims 4 100 baby challenge. So I've started on a new one, and then the game started to get pretty buggy, and right now I just want to give it a breather, and then I will start to play a different type of game. It's called Medieval Dynasty. So before we start, I'll go in customize game, go right down to the bottom to choose fast building and fast crafting. These allow us to fast building. It consumes all the available carried building resources, and this one speed up the crafting process. There are different types of settings in here that you can choose from, and we won't choose any of these: unlimited carrier weight or unlimited HP, unlimited stamina, because it will not make the full game experience for me. But maybe if you just start this game, unlimited carrier weight and unlimited stamina could be useful just for you to get to know the game. And you can always change these settings later on in the game. So let's start the game.
I used to have a simple life. Whatever needed doing round the farm, I'd do it. Being the eldest son, it's tough. But at least we had a living, and our plates were never empty. Then, the war came. I lost everything overnight. The last thing I remember is Father pushing me away, yelling for me to run, to live. At first, I didn't know what to do. Then, I remembered. A story my mother once told me. A story about my uncle, Jordan. He made a modest fortune up north, in a peaceful valley far away from the war. For weeks, I held on to that thought, until the valley from my mother's stories. I could see it. This is where I can start a new life.
So here we are at the valley, and let's just start with getting some coins, because it will be of most importance to have a lot of coins to pay taxes and to buy stuff here in the early start, until we can create our own and sell it to the vendors in the cities. So right now I'm just collecting sticks, because right here at the start we'll be able to make stone knives, and to make around 20 stone knives you need 50 sticks. And the way that I'm collecting these are by these little tree-alike things. Press X and hold it to collect it. Don't collect the berries. Right now we're at the spring, so right now they're actually poisonous, and you can't use these, as far as I know, to anything good. You can also collect sticks that are laying at the ground just by pressing X. You don't have to hold it. And we will need about 50 sticks. And then you just find the stones for the stone knives on the ground, and right now we will have to search for them until we get a high enough level of survival, so we can see stones and sticks on the ground by going into inspector mode by pressing L1 like this. Then the stone here would light up and be blue. You will need about 20 stones. Right now our carrier weight isn't that high, so we will start to reach the limit anytime now. At the start I will collect enough stones and sticks so that we can create 30 stone knives, just to get ourselves at a good start. But before I do so, let's take a look by pressing at the pad on the controller. We will enter our menu. Right now I'm on the knowledge menu, and here you can find useful tips, how to build, building management and all of that. And you can choose between these categories by pressing R2 and L2. So I'm pressing R2, and then we get into our inventory. Here is our full inventory with everything we have in stock. And here are our tools, our clothes, consumables, food, water, wine, and also herbs. This herb specifically, we will need a lot of these because it increases our health. If we get attacked by an animal or something, it increases the health with +2. So if our health is on 90, we will have to eat like 10 of these, and then we'll get back to 100. And here is our crafting materials, and anything that doesn't fall into one of these categories will end up here. So that was the menu on the left. So on the right you can see our character, his name, his age, which type of clothing he has on, if he has a backpack, a perch, or arrows, all of that. And below in quick slots, here our tools will be available, which we choose out here on the wheel. You go into this wheel by pressing arrow up, and when you craft an item, let's just craft this. If you haven't turned on fast crafting, it will take a loop for each knife, and right now it's only on one loop. See, in our wheel we just encrypted our stone knife. And to encrypt it out here, press triangle, and to unencrypt, press it again. So down below the character parameters, you can see the temperature, the health, food demand, water demand, poisonous if you're poisoned, or if you're influenced by alcohol. Press R2, and then we get to the skill tree. Along the way we will get different skill points, and here we will be able to get different traits that will better our playing experience. Press R2 again, and you will be able to see our challenges down here by the herald when we move on. The side quests that are given by villagers, and story quests, and then chapters. Chapters will be needed to increase our building limits, and we will have to complete all of them to reach the maximum building limit. On console you are not able to get a max of 200, but only at 70. So moving forward, press R2 again and we will enter the map. At the top you can see different information, the temperature that is currently in the valley, which day we are in, the time, which season we are in, which year we are in, and the king title. The importance of the king titles are, it's pretty important if you have a good king, bad king or neutral king. Because good kings, when you complete the herald quests, the personality of the king will have an influence. So if it's a good king, it will decrease the taxes and increase the mood if you complete the quest. If you accept the quest and ignore the quest, the taxes will increase and it will also decrease your village's mood. Neutral kings, if you complete the quest, it will give a tax decrease, and if you accept and ignore the quest, it will give a tax increase. If you have a bad king and you complete the quest from the herald, it will get a tax, you will get a tax decrease, but the decreased mood at the villages as well. But if you accept it and ignore the quest from the herald, it will give a tax increase, but it will increase the mood with your villagers because it's a bad king. So, which king titles are good, bad and neutral? So, good kings that are 100% good kings, approved to be good kings, are the merciful, the builder, the beloved, the wise, the caring, the fair. As you can see here, we have the wise, so we have a good king. Neutral kings ends with the great, the strong, the lion, the lazy, and the coward. Bad kings ends with the dangerous, the greedy, the warlike, the mad, the cruel, the aggressor. So we have a good king. So when we complete a quest, it will increase our village's mood and it will decrease the taxes. Otherwise, you will see a map over the valley and the different city here. Normally I will actually choose to have a village right here because we are close to Gestovia, where most of the story quests are, and we are also very close to a mine that lays here. You can set waypoints and remove them by pressing X. You can zoom in and out by using the arrows. And you can move around by using the R3 wheel. And over at the right, you can see some filters. Right now we're at the main, but you can also make a filter with wild animals, traps, storages, services, workshops, animal husbandry, animals, farming, hunting, extraction, houses, all buildings, quests, people, and back to main. So press R2 and we will get to management. Right now there's not a lot to manage, so we will take the menu at the left later on. Right now at the right, I can explain some things. Dynasty reputation. How well known are you in the valley? It's pretty good. It's pretty important to have a good dynasty reputation. Taxes, how much the taxes will be annually. You know, each season it will increase until you reach the spring, and then you pay the taxes, and then you just start over. And if you haven't paid the taxes, it will be shown as a debt. So development stage, right now we're a traveler because we haven't built anything yet. Population, how many villagers in our village? 1 right now. 0 workers, 0 buildings. Once we complete the chapter, starting a new life, it will increase to 5. Food demand of the village, water demand of the village, and wood demand of the village. So, here in technology, you'll be able to buy schemes if you want to. So yeah, that was the menu. So right now I will start to collect sticks and stones again and reach the 30 stone knives. When you explore the map, you will be lucky enough to find some chests and some tools and sometimes even camps where there are different clothing or consumables, including wine or something like that, that you can sell at the vendors in the cities. So, and another important herb that I didn't mention that you'll need to carry around with you is St. John's. The reason why it's an important herb to have is because it reduces the poisoning that you might get from consuming some dried meat who has been a little bad in the condition, and you can see the condition of the consumables in the area where it stands condition, where the percentages are. Right now it's 100%. And we have actually created enough stone knives so we can be able to sell them. And we can actually as well create a stone axe. And I like to create 2 stone axes. We will need these to complete the second chapter, which is building a house. So right now we are getting close to Gustovia and we find a vendor right here where we can sell our stone knives.
Whatever you need, I've got it.
30 stone knives. And I don't use these, so I would just sell that as well to get the coins.
Stranger, see you soon.
So, because of the chest and because of what we just sold, we have 923 coins. So that's a pretty good start. And here we find Unigust, and you will get to know this guy a lot. So, those eyes, I didn't think I would see them again. One blue as the sky and the other black like a lump of coal. Are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. So you aren't one. Good. For a second there I thought I lost it. But your eyes, you look just like him. Sorry, you must have mistaken me with someone. I'm new in these parts. Just arrived at the valley actually. My name is Vesmir. I'm Wanda's son, aren't you? Jordan's nephew. What, did you know my mother? Not really, I knew of her. We didn't ever actually meet. He wanted to keep his family separate. I don't think I understand. You will. Wait, what do you mean by did? I know her. Is she well? I hope she is now, wherever that might be. I've lost both my parents in the war. Damn it, this world. I guess it can be cruel as it is beautiful. I'm sorry, my boy, nobody should lose their loved ones at such a young age. It's okay, they died so I could live, and I plan to make the best of this life that I can in order to honor their sacrifice. That's very mature of you. I'm sure they would be proud hearing that. You mentioned my Uncle Jordan. I actually came here looking for him. Oh, Rashmir, I hate to be the bearer of bad news. Your Uncle Jordan is no longer with us. He passed away 3 years ago. I'm sorry. I understand how you must feel. He was a dear friend of mine. Oh no, that can't be what happened. Don't worry, he died peacefully in his sleep. He didn't suffer, I can promise you that. So what should I do now? You're free to go wherever you like and start a new life. I hereby grant you permission to build and farm on any land in the valley. Construct yourself a house and see what comes next for you. You can even build a whole village if you please. There are many travelers passing through. Maybe some of them would like to join your settlement. Just like that, I can take the land free of charge. Well, you have to pay taxes to the king annually, but apart from that, you're free to do as you please, as long as you don't break the law, of course, or at least get caught doing so. That sounds amazing. The valley looks beautiful as well. I think I'll stay here and see what fate has in store for me. I'm glad to hear that. You can find resources all over the land. Grab a few rocks and sticks from the ground and craft yourself a simple axe. With that you can cut down trees and chop them into logs. Then you can create a wooden hammer that will be crucial in the building process. I'm sure you'll get the hang of it. When you build yourself a home, come back to Gestoria and talk to my wife. She manages the tavern. Ask her to feed you. You must be famished. And then grab some beers for both of us and come back. I'll tell you some stories about Jordan. That sounds like a plan to me. So, let's get started.
Hello.
You're a stranger, I can't talk with you. That's very responsible of you.
See you.
And in each village you will find the travelers. And if you go in expect mode by pressing L1, you can see their skills. Like this lady. Her skill is 3 in production and 3 in hunting. So it's pretty good. And when we get closer with the chapters, one of them is romance.
How can I help you?
If the woman is below 10 years older than you, it can't be more than 10 years, you'll be able to romance her. You seem very interesting. Can I ask you something? By these questions you will find out which personality they have. I find romantic the best personalities with the wives. So, where do you come from? Tell me something about your birthplace. I lived in a small cabin in the woods with only my parents for the most of my life. I've dreamed about a knight in shining armor to rescue me from it, but no one ever came, so I took the first real chance to run away. She is romantic. When women answer that question with this, she has a romantic personality.
See you soon.
So, just find the one that you think suits you best. There are working bees. There are different personalities. And you could, as you could see, let's just go back here. Like this guy
Hello.
here, you can see the name and then the age. So he's
See you
20
soon.
and she was
How are you?
27, I think. And with the women you can see their affection. If you find a woman and you want to make her your wife to get an heir, you need the affection level to be 100%.
Have a good
You can't
day.
marry her before that. So, but right now we will get to a village where we will build a village. And let's see. we can cut some trees along the way. So we choose our axe and press R2 to swing it and start chop down some trees. If you see here, it leaves stumps, so if you just let them be, they will grow out a new tree in about 2 years. And there are 3 different kinds of trees. There are maple trees, which give the most logs. We will just leave the stumps here, but we need a shovel to get the stumps out of the ground. Let's just make one just to show you. And then you can remove them. If you're like me and don't like to see these, because we'll have to chop down a lot of trees, so it just gets ugly to look at the landscape until they're grown out again. But you'll get about 5 logs, including the stump, from the maple trees, marble trees. So that's one type of tree, maple tree. These spruce trees, you'll get 4 logs, including the stumps, and then there are birch trees, and you will get 3 logs, including the stumps. So birch trees give the least amount of logs. And you will need some stone as well to the foundation, and some sticks as well to build the walls. 10 stones for the foundation. And our carrier weight is just getting heavier. So just to make sure that we can move a little bit faster, you can always go back into our inventory and you can drop the crafting materials that we have. You can drop all of the crafting materials by pressing square, R2 to drop them all, and then they are just lying here. And the reason why I did that was because then I could just get these materials as well. Because these disappear once we build the foundation. We just need some water. Right now here at the beginning we'll drink it from the lake and we'll get to our consumables. Just take some dry meat. It gives +5 in food. It's up to you if you will collect the herbs. I don't. Just need the stones right now. So to build the house, you press R1. Here are different menus: handcrafting, where we can create the stone knives and all of the starting tools; buildings, houses, extraction, hunting, farming, animals, production, services and storages. Right now we will choose houses. There. Here you can find fences as well, gates, furniture and decorations where traps are and campfires. And you can also create a road. So we need a hammer. Let's just create 2. Create it. And to build, you swing the hammer just like the axe by pressing R2. So when you build, you can edit the walls, and there are 3 kinds, and it doesn't matter if stone, window or walls. There are stone walls, which requires stones and logs, wooden walls, which requires logs, and wattled walls, which requires logs and sticks. And right now we are at the start of the game, so right now it's this one. The same goes with the roof. There are wooden tile roof, which needs planks and logs. Wooden roof, planks and logs, and thatch roof, logs and straws. And this is the beginning of the game, so this is the lowest kind of roof. But the better the roof, the better the walls, the more happy your villagers will be. So I will continue building this right after we have gotten some sleep. You can enter the torch by pressing square, and you can create a campfire that we can sleep next to by going into furniture and decorations, campfires, light the fire, X and hold, sleep to next day. So, to complete chapter 2, need to create some wooden spears and a stone knife, and hunt a wild animal, and let's just see here. We will make 3 wooden spears and set up a trap. Go into this wheel, furniture and decoration, traps, and choose rabbit trap. Doesn't matter which animal we hunt here at first, so let's just take a crow. Completed. So now we just have to survive a season. But right now our building limits are 5. And we can choose some skills right here. I would choose insensitive because the knowledge at the survival goes very fast. So insensitive, survival sense. We can see stone, sticks, mushrooms, feathers, herbs in expect mode. Yes, please. And strong as an oak. Production, crafting knowledge. It takes a little while for the production and diplomacy, farming, hunting and extraction. So we will choose this one. And we will go to Gestovia. And as you can see in the left corner, the green parameter is our stamina, and when I press L3 to 1, it goes down. When I stop, it goes up. Health, if you forget to drink and eat, and you get low to as very low, we will start dying from thirst or hunger. So always keep an eye to the left corner to see your water level and your food level. Right now in the start, if you want to hear Unigo's wife's story and Unigo's, be my guest, but it's kind of boring. It's later on it gets exciting. Right now this is just starting to tell you where they're from and all of that, so I'll just skip it. That's fine. Universe. So now we have started these stories and we actually have one more to start. Alwyn. What can I do for you? He's 19. Hey, my name is Rashmir. Hey, I'm Elving. I don't recognize you. Are you new here? I came here from the south. I'm looking for a new place for myself where I can start a new life. Good luck to you then. As for me, I am a farmer. My job is field work. In fact, I do the same work every day, year by year. Doesn't it get boring over time? If I were you, I would die of boredom. Of course it bores me. How long can you do the same thing in your life over and over again? But my family needs my help and I am doing my best to provide for them. I did not mean to offend you. I'm sorry. There's no need for you to apologize. I'm a little bit annoyed and short-tempered recently. This is delicate matter that won't let me focus on my work. What's that? Maybe I could be of some aid. It may seem petty, but I'm really tired of my mother's conflict with another farmer in the village. Her son, Delbor, won't leave my little sister Olga alone. I understand it's just a game for him. After all, when I was his age, I played with his older sister. I pretended to be a knight, equipped with a stick instead of a sword. But anyway, I managed to protect her honor, like every knight does. It's adorable in its way. Anyway, let's get down to earth. I think he needs something to keep him busy and away from my sister, so that you could work with a clear mind again, huh? It would be nice indeed. I'll see what I can do. So, you can see here the rewards. It's a flat break. So let's find that little... You can steal things from the villages. And if you don't get caught, you won't lose dynasty reputation. But if you get, you can see we just lost 4 dynasty reputation. So we just have to find that boy, and he is right here. Hi, are you Delbo? Right. You look very strong for your age. Have you ever thought of becoming a knight? Yes, it's my dream. Are you a knight? No, but I know quite a lot about them. Did you know that many of them started learning to fight with a wooden sword already at your age? And he's 7. Where could I get such a sword, not a knight? It just so happens that I have one with me, and I can give it to you because you're clearly worth it. I'm honored. It may look inconspicuous, but it's certainly an excellent practice weapon for an aspiring knight like you. I would just give him a stick. It looks a bit like a regular stick to surprise your opponents. And do you know what else knights do besides fighting battle? They ride horses. This as well. But most of all, they protect the ladies and children from danger and make sure that no harm is done to them. Really? Sounds like a lot of work. Yes, this is the most important principle of chivalry. Alright, thank you for the sword, not a knight. Now I'm going to defend those in need. You're welcome, young master. You're welcome. Let's go back to Alwyn. There he is. Hi, I have solved your problem. Yes, I saw him running around the village with that stick. You must have an amazing gift of persuasion. This young one does not listen to anyone. You gave me an idea with the stick and the story about a knight. By the way, I got this bread as an apology for her brother's behavior, but I think you earned it. Here, take it. Thank you. No problem. Most refined bread you've eaten. Oh, do you happen to know the man in charge, Unagust, well? No, not really. I spend most of the time on the field and our paths only cross when it's time to pay some taxes. Alright, then see you soon. Good. So let's get back to our little village. We can actually sell the rest of the ale beer. We can find a vendor. Just go up to the farmer here in Gastovia.
Be welcome. Whatever you need, I've got it.
We just sell these for 360 coins. That's good.
Goodbye.
So let's get back to our village. So on the way home to Gastovia, from Gastovia to our village, we found this at a bridge. Let's see what's in it. Coins. You can also find seeds for the fields and all of that, so it's always good to keep an eye out for chests or camps or something like that. Usually there's a spot down here with clay deposits. Sometimes you'll be able to find a shovel and a chest as well with different materials, but it's not right here. It changes every season. But let's get back home. When we have enough money, we will visit. You have to visit Branchia beyond, yeah, I don't know the pronounce of that village, but here's a seamster. You can buy a backpack, a perch, you can buy the winter clothes. Right now it's just a long hood, thick leather gloves, and if you can afford it, maybe a piece of clothing which gives some cold protection, and you can see that in the description of the clothes. And let's check the trap. We've already caught a bunny, a rabbit, so I already know where I want the fields, so we can just start building these fields one by one. And I want them here. And we just have to make some space. Again, we just drop the materials that are pretty heavy. So, buildings, farming, fields. So a lot of time will go cutting down trees to make room for the fields. And if you want to, you can also remove the stones and sticks. Just drop them somewhere. Right now I just want to make sure that we don't get out on the road here or getting too close to it. And these two trees will stand in the way. Now I want to have my fields lined up. Right now you can see it stands you're dirty. So we need to wash up somewhere. And it's here the start, it's in the river, so just drop these. Let's just check. Good tip. Choose your hammer. Press R2. I'm sorry, L2. Here you can choose build, isolation when we get to that part, repair, destroy. See this width? Marking, red marking. You can now choose farming, fields, just because I like to get my fields aligned. And we are all right away. Just need this last tree away. The small fields are for vegetables, and I will make bigger fields for crops like wheat and rye and all of that. So yeah. You can see perfectly aligned here as well. Good distance to the road. Perfect. So right now we will get up and get some winter clothes and a backpack so we can carry more stuff. It's in this city. And you can see the dirty sign just went away when we entered the water. Right now you can just take a sip of water as well. Right now we will have to find the seamster. She's here.
Greetings, stranger. My wares never disappoint.
Fur shoes. Large pouch. Increases the weight limit. One of those. Simple large backpack. Increase the weight limit. And then we should be able to afford a fur hood. No. Then the gloves. It will get us through the first winter.
See
so
you soon.
To encrypt the backpack and the pouch, we need clothes. Press X to encrypt. And you can see the highlighted area to the right. The same with the backpack. Encrypt. Now we can carry 65 kilograms. That's good. So, to explain the map a little further, we got a new skill point in production extraction. So will mean that our access won't get destroyed as easily. The map. The next chapter. It will involve quest from villages. You can find the quest with the exclamation points that are kind of faded, and you can see quest targets. If we just go over to our journal and choose universe story, you can see the highlighted exclamation point. So yeah, that's how you find quests with the villages, and then you just complete them and you can go on to the next chapter. And over here is the mine that I was speaking about. Right here. And there are 4 types of crafting materials in this mine. Iron ore, tin ore to make bronze bars, and copper ore. And the iron ore, you will first be able to collect that once we have the mine. In the mine we need building points at 5,000, so that it will take a while before we reach that. The metals gives better tools that holds longer. So yeah, that's the start of everything.